Hi guys. Uh, Kedra here on March 30th, and I'm just waking up again today. I got about 1 hour sleep last night. I shared that I had a motorcycle training course or licensing course this weekend, and so I had that this morning. Well, because it's been such a busy week with work and everything else that I'm doing, and then as far as like taking a moment, which this doesn't take but about 10 or 15 minutes, but to do these little videos, it was running all week. And so I had a pre-work course, which was like supposedly a 3-hour course, which took to me, it took more because I kept falling asleep last night taking it. But anyway, I was taking that test. You know, you had to pass this test part to get your license as well before you could even go into the actual live riding course. So I was up and I would like watch a little bit and fall asleep and wake back up. Anyway, so today, after about 1 hour, maybe an hour and a half sleep, went out and had the live motorcycle riding course. I took it actually over at the Cedar Hill facility, and it actually was really good. It's a small class. It's like 6 people in there, so you get a lot of one-on-one. And this was my first time ever on a bike. Well, not on a bike. I've been like on the back of a bike, but the first time me actually riding. And one of the things, the reason that I wanted to do is just doing something new. And one thing that I learned a while back and just over my life is whenever we do something different that breaks us out of our normal pattern, our normal autopilot, which is just what we do, get up, shower, have breakfast, have your coffee, brush your teeth, not in that order, but you go through and you do your morning ritual, and then you go to work, and then you have lunch, and you do the work that you're going to do, then you leave, then you drive home, and it's kind of a ritual. You get home, you shower, you do this, you do that, and it's just we do the same things over and over and over. And then Friday comes, and so we interrupt that a little bit, which is one reason why Friday we feel so excited. Everybody's like, it's Friday, it's Friday. Why? Because there is an interruption of the autopilot. There's an interruption of our week. There's an interruption of that system that repeats that same over and over unconscious behavior that we do, which it sustains our life. It gets us by, but we're not actually experiencing life a lot of times because we just do it. If you look back and you go, you can't, half the time you can't even remember a drive to work or a drive home unless something happened. Someone cut you off or something happened that interrupted the autopilot. You don't even notice what you're doing every day, and neither do I. And so what I'm doing now is I'm consciously adding interruptions in to this is one of the busier times for me throughout the year, and I'm intentionally inserting interruptions, and it's something that I've not done before, something that's going to challenge me today. In the course though, it did just that. And it doesn't, I encourage you to come up with whatever that thing is you want to do. I think my last interruption was painting, and I love doing that. And I still go, I need to go back to painting, and I need to just stop and have a painting. But now I'm doing a lot of stopping and other stuff. But I encourage everybody, like, do something this week just to interrupt the flow and see what it does. My experience of it today, although I was very exhausted, so right after I got in, and as you know, it's like 50 degrees, and it started out raining. So, of course, I'm not dressed. I mean, you're dressed for the bike, so you got your boots. You have to have your boots, and they tell you what to wear and all that. But I wasn't dressed for a thunderstorm, and I don't even know how fast the wind was going, but trust me, it was going. And it was really freezing. And so, yeah, and I was miserable in the moment, but at the same time, I was learning something new. I was on the bike. I'm trying to make sure I can keep my balance. I'm trying to, if you're a bike rider, you know what I'm talking about. Me like being in first and coming off that clutch and the bike going off on me like that a couple of times, and like too many damn times. But anyway, I got it. I got it. And the excitement and the exhilaration of getting it. And by the time, I had been out there for that 5-hour period and going around and round and figure eights and in and out of cones and whatever, you could not have told me I would have got that in one day. And so it's just one of those things. Like I said, by that little bit of interruption, it gave me just a little bit more life, a little bit more excitement, another experience. And so I did pass the written part of the test, and tomorrow we'll be out there another 8 to 5, and then do the actual riding part of the test, and then hopefully I'll get to add motorcycle to my licensing. Um, and the instructor's like, "Oh no, you got this. Like, you're a natural." But I would have never known that had I not done it. It's something I always wanted to do. I did, and I'll be honest. One of the reasons I didn't do it is because I wanted to do it, but I didn't want my son to do it, so I didn't really do it until he's now in North Dakota in college. So he's not here to do it because it's really dangerous, and I didn't want him to do it. But he's grown now, so if he decides to do it, and if he does decide to do it, I'm going to send him right there because the instructor is awesome. The detail that they go through in safety, all of that. So anyway, this video is not about necessarily that, but it's about interrupting the autopilot and adding, like intentionally inserting. So we have the power in our own lives. A lot of times we feel like things on the outside, like we're the victim of things that are going on around us, or the conditions or the circumstances. And some things do affect us. Some things we don't, have control over. But one thing that we do have control over is how we experience the things that are happening in our lives. We have control over how we perceive people, how we love, how we share. We have control over how our day goes. We can always interrupt the program. Autopilot is nothing but a program. If you think about American Airlines or any of those, they push a button, autopilot kicks in, and it levels the plane, and it just does the flight, and the pilots are there kind of sitting back, just watching, the panel and the monitors, just to make sure nothing goes wrong. They're there in case something goes wrong. And so in our life, it's kind of that scenario. We kind of put our life on autopilot, but what we do is we check in when something goes wrong, when we kick our toe, or some, we have a death in the family, or something happens. Then we come in and we check the panel, and then we want to get on it, and then we want to connect, and then we want to do all of that. When that's a choice that you have every day. That's a choice that I have every day. And if there's anything that I would want to stress, in this video, and I'm trying to, get to keeping these videos a little bit shorter, but if there's anything that I want to stress, is that just adding that little interruption into your day or into your week or into your moment, it makes all the difference. It releases stress. And experiencing something new, even a new food or a new restaurant that you've never tried, or anything new, it actually works a whole different part of the brain. So instead of being unconscious, it's kind of like when you kick your toe, or when you trip, or when something happens. In Texas, we don't get ice. So if we get ice, if you notice on days when it's a snow day and everybody's home, and if you talk to people, they're alive and they're like, "Did you see the snow?" And everybody just all of a sudden comes alive. It's like everybody's been walking around dead the whole time, and then we got the snowstorm that we never get, and now everybody's alive. The kids are alive. alive and all of their energies just kind of flowing. Well, and they have a day off of school, so we'll just count that. But everything, even the teachers, I mean, everything is just kind of alive because it interrupts the pattern. And so that's something that doesn't have to happen to you. That's something that you can create in your life. And we have that choice every day. And if you try it, it's addictive. It's addictive. You'll keep trying different things because that pattern interruption is phenomenal. What it does for you, the stress release, the adrenaline that comes from it. So all of that's it. That's all I wanted to share today. If this was something that was helpful to you or there was something you got out of it, please like the video down below. If you're not already subscribed, please subscribe. Also, please share this. Share it on Facebook. I don't think you can share on Instagram. I'm not like really on all that, but wherever you can share it, share it. You can text message it to somebody who you think it might help. Somebody who might be experiencing something in their life and might just need a pattern interruption. So share. I love you guys. Remember, enjoy every moment when you're dealing with people. Enjoy the connection. Laugh at the jokes. Experience the moment. And also interrupt the patterns. Have a blessed night. Love and smooches.